Har du sånn her også?
Ekko.
Matthias, please take...
I can take the first.
I don't know how to speak English right now.
As you all know, the United States of America is a constitutional republic where politicians are elected, represent citizens, and govern according to the Constitution. It's a two-party system, Democrats on the left and Republicans on the right. Every 4 years there is a battle to win the presidential election. This means the winner gets to rule the United States of America for a period of 4 years.
Although America is certainly the most powerful country in the world, and many look up to them as the pinnacle of Western society, their voting system doesn't tell the same story. And in many ways, it's not representative of what the people really want.
But how so?
Well, to do that, we have to find out how the US elections work. So strap your seatbelts, because this is going to get complicated.
First past the post. The voting system where the candidate with the most votes wins.
As you see here, there are 4 candidates running for election. Madman, Pizza Slice, Square, and Mr. Indian Hut. After one election cycle, these are the results. As you all see, the winner is Pizza Slice with 34% of the votes. This means that the majority do not agree with the winner, and we have a minority rule. The next election cycle, the parties remember who won 4 years ago. Mr. Indian Hut forfeits and his voters goes to Square. Mr. Indian Hut is therefore out of the presidential election. Square is now crowned the new president and we have 3 parties left. Next election comes around and Madman remembers his loss and knows that he doesn't like Square. Therefore he forfeits and the voters go to Pizza Slice. Pizza Slice wins and we eventually end up with a 2-party system. And the next election cycles, these 2 parties compete and the results keeps going back and forth.
Some may say that, if you dislike both Democrats and Republicans, just vote third party. However, this is ruined by FPTP. This is called the spoiler effect. Once voters vote third party, it will draw votes away from the candidate they were initially going to vote for, giving the win to the candidate they dislike the most. Politicians are very aware of this. Where do you think some of that campaign funding came from?
Another big detriment with the first past the post is gerrymandering. This is only a problem for the congressional elections where the congressmen are elected, but this is still very important.
First is an election with no districts. All votes go directly to the candidate and blue wins with 60%. Next, we have an election with 5 districts, and blue still wins, but with 100%. Is it possible to arrange this so that red wins? The answer is...
Yes!
If we arrange it like this, red wins 3-2, even though red only have 40% of the popular vote.
If you look at the map of the US congressional districts, we see that, especially on the east side, the districts are in all kinds of illogical shapes. The only reason for this is to alter the election results, aka gerrymander.
Let's start with the 2-party system. Why is this bad, you may ask? Well, firstly, it narrows down the political spectrum. With a 2-party system, it is not enough to represent such a culturally diverse country as the United States of America. The political spectrum does not only go from the left to the right, but in all directions as well. So people's views does not get represented, and we can see as a result of that people stop caring about politics and voting participation plummets.
Having such a 2-party system with all of its pitfalls is just a reality of first past the post voting. Even if you were to start out with several parties, after some election cycles, many of these parties will simply drop out and we'll end up with a 2-party system again, as shown in this animation.
But wait, it's to go even deeper. In the US, the elections are not direct. If you vote for a candidate, your vote doesn't go directly to that candidate, but instead it's distributed by something called the Electoral College, which works like this.
All the states are given electoral votes. The inhabitants of the states vote on which candidate their state should use those votes on. There's 538 votes in total. All the states are given 3 votes to begin with, then more is added roughly according to population. But roughly in this case is not very accurate, nor is it fair, because how it currently is, for example, 1 Wyoming vote is worth 4 Californians.
And because smaller states are worth more than larger states, it's actually possible to barely win all these states
With only 50.1%.
and win the presidency with only 22% of the popular vote. Okay, so you people watching us, you maybe need a brighter or a more of a bigger impression of what the American voting system really is. You have seen a lot of problems, but maybe not so many solutions.
Yeah, and also make it seem as though we're actually interacting with each others.
Yeah.
Seems like a good idea. What are the problems?
Yeah, first we have to look into the problems with
Yeah.
the voting system in the USA. And I think mainly the biggest problem is first past the post.
So yeah, the spoiler effect. So the biggest issue is the spoiler effect, and one way to kind of mitigate it or completely abolish it is something called the alternate vote. Instead of just voting for one candidate, you can vote for multiple candidates. So if your first vote doesn't win, then your vote gets transferred to your second vote, and so on and so forth, until all the losers are eliminated and we remain with one winner.
And therefore, like the two-party system, it's like the least hated candidate who wins. But with the alternative vote, it like eliminates the most hated candidate.
And it also eliminates the minority rule, because now not 22% of the whole population disagrees with the winner, but maybe more likely close up to 50, maybe more.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it also fixes a big problem today. That is a little participation in politics. Because it's makes people like believe they can vote in someone that they agree with.
Yeah, and
instead of just picking out one or not vote at all.
So how can this be fixed?
One way to fix it, it's not really a way, or it takes away another good thing, is to just abolish all the small districts. But
that's not good,
No,
because we need local representation, all the minority groups that needs to be heard.
yeah, that's right. But a thing we could do is make an algorithm that makes so the votes are, or the borders are made so that it represents the votes from that area, kind of as much as the election shows.
Now, what about the Electoral College? College is a system which is kind of special to the United States.
Yeah.
We have explained it earlier. But one major problem with it is that it makes it so some votes are more equal than others, or you can say like that isn't democracy.
No, not at all.
Yeah, so I think it simply has to be just gotten rid of, just gone.
Yeah, and make the votes count directly to the candidate you are voting for, instead of just...
And it should be an easy change.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, maybe make a round up.
maybe you
everything.
see, It's not that easy to fix the US voting system.
Yeah.
Uh,
But there are some
there's-
simple initiatives.
yeah, and there's
Like?
also
Alternative vote.
abolishing the electoral college.
Yeah.
The algorithm
Yeah.
to get it more fair.
Board is based on an algorithm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it for now.
Thank you.
And
And I will see you in our next
Shitty video.
year. Peace out. Hello. Okay. As you all know, the United States of America. Ja, kom igjen. Men du må ta bort mobilen, da. Say hi.
Hello. After some election cycles, many of the
Yeah.
big one.